Hey guys, King of Charmans here. Okay, so if you haven't seen the announcement yet, Niantic is planning to change the Switch timer from 60 to 30 seconds. So they're gonna put it in half. So this has been somewhat positively received, actually mostly negatively received, because it's in the middle of the season. If you were gonna do a 5-day test like this, you should have set it way ahead of time. So again, I'm going to do an actual test. PV Poke's actually really good because he actually put an option for you to do 30-second battles. So I'm going to run 3 battles, 1 on Master League, 2 for Great League, to see just how this timer really affects you in GBL. Alright, so if you want to train yourself to do the 30-second thing before it actually falls tomorrow, you can use the training simulator right here. But as you see, I'm gonna do it in Master League, and I'll do a Great League one to see just how it will affect it. So for a 30-second switch timer, if I'm correct, then it should only take 2 charge moves for you to switch out. So it's just going to be, a little annoying because, like, you're going to just have to be really tentative about switching, which can ruin a lot of strats, because if you're going to try to farm down things like the Rhyperior farming down Dialga strat, then it can be annoying. But also, this means your opponent can clear debuffs, or you can clear debuffs very quickly, so it's very interesting. I'm not actually going to shield here. I can actually survive 2 whole superpowers at full HP. So, as you see here, it doesn't really... Actually, they were baiting, so... Wow. As you see, I'm just being really careful because my opponent probably might try to catch this. Luckily, they don't catch it. It's going to be a superpower, and I probably should have just elected to farm down because my switch timer is up, but this is perfectly fine. My opponent actually shields, which is just nuts. They're firing a move too. This is perfectly fine. I'm going to just give up Rhyperior, but I can see what happens. As you see, right, because I superpowered, I will die. Yep. Because I superpowered, I die. That's perfectly fine. Mewtwo with shield advantage is pretty dope. Unless it's a die. Dang it. That's perfectly fine. So, I'm just gonna gather shields here because I can expect my opponent to try to send in their Giratina. Or we're just gonna focus blast with shields, either one. Anyways, as you see here, it's just a really fast realignment fest. It gives you opportunities to catch and sack. However, like I mentioned, if you are using farm down strats, it kind of ruins your day. It's actually really annoying, to be honest with you. I should be able to get to a focus blast, but I have to watch out for my opponent switching into their Giratina because the clock is up now. So I have to be really careful. Oh, okay, so so that should mean my Focus Blast should get... Okay, my Focus Blast is ready, but I have to watch out for the switch. Oh. Okay, that didn't work. That's perfectly fine. Okay, that's not okay. Well, that's perfectly fine, because Mewtwo actually can Wait, hold on. Does Mewtwo have... Okay, Mewtwo's almost dead, actually. That's actually really bad. Because the issue is here is that... Oh, Dragon Breath. That can be annoying. So people can also use Dragon Breath to kind of like lock you into a like unwinnable win condition. So Dialga could probably be mega annoying. Oof. Oh, we actually live. So because Mewtwo can live with 1 HP, it Focus Blast will go through, and that's GG's. So I can kind of see how it can be really annoying in Master League. Like I said, if you're doing the Dialga farm down strat with Rhyperior, they might be able to switch out before you fully farm down because they can stall the clock. It also allows them to catch or sack and realign really quick. So you just have to be really fast on the trigger. And this is for Master League. But I can really see how it's going to kind of be really annoying just because Melmetals with superpowers can take advantage of this. If you use Melmetal heavily in Open Master League, you can take advantage of this. Those, again, if you do farm down strats as well, because your opponent can switch out after stalling out for 2 charge moves, it also ruins that strategy if you use that strategy. So, not really a lot of fun for Master League players. It's terrible. Alright, now here's Great League. So for Great League, I'm going to use my team that I normally use and see if it actually affects the switch timer, affects it heavily. So as you see, we get in the Azumarill lead. I'm going to stay in here. Yes, technically this is a losing matchup. However, what I want to do, you can actually beat a Azumarill if you go straight Hurricane by giving up 2 shields, which is exactly what I'm going to do here. So I'm just going to go straight Hurricane against Azumarill, and let's see if we can take out this bunny. But in Great League, I can see Wild Charge users taking full advantage, because like I said, it only takes 2 charge moves to effectively run the clock. So if you double Wild Charge, you should be able to switch out, or if you can do singular Wild Charges and then switch out. So there's a lot of things you can actually do here. So this bunny is going to fire. I'm going to actually just fire straight Hurricane. I will shield this next move. But ideally, if you're in a winning matchup, or if you're going to sack your lead anyways, you're probably, like I said, it's just being really fast on the trigger. But this really affects like certain strategies, like I said, farm down, or like if you're trying to wall something, then your opponent can switch out and realign incredibly fast, which isn't necessarily a good thing if you like using those strategies, basically. As you see here, this Azumarill will get to another move. I will have to shield here, but like I said, Pelipper can beat Azu just going straight Hurricane into 2 shields. Theoretically, you should bait, however, your Pelipper is prone to getting farmed. So let's see what happens here. Let's see if I sack my lead, or well, not really sack my lead, but let's see what happens in this scenario. So as you see, Hurricane goes through, takes out the Azu. I can win straight Hurricane, and we get a Bastiodon. Okay, this might be interesting. Okay, what do you have in the back? Okay, so the Galarian Stunfisk on the Bastiodon. So because my opponent can realign very quickly, well, I can run the clock too. So let's see what happens here. They switch out. It's a Skarmory. So all I'm going to do here is fire a Rock Slide. Actually, that's a bad idea, because if I fire a Rock Slide... Oh, I can see why that's an issue. So, because watch what's going to happen. I fire one move, and then after another Flame Charge, my Mew's locked into that Bastiodon. And they can get extra energy on me, which isn't necessarily a good thing. So this kind of screws up your rhythm a little bit. Like I said, yeah. Because as soon... Watch, they're going to fire this move, and then they can switch out. But then I can switch out too because of the timer. Yeah. So that goes out, and then they switch out because their timer's up. I can just Earthquake. Okay, so that can't... Yeah, clearing debuffs are going to be... I can see clearing debuffs. And it's not advisable anymore to fire a charge move before you switch out, because your opponent can just switch out. But essentially, you should still win. You just have to be really fast. Okay, so this Earthquake should go through. I should be able to get to a Rock Slide, and that's GG's. Yeah, as you see here, that really quick, like 2 or 3 charge moves, like it runs. Oh wow, this is gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I honestly don't think I'm gonna like it. I still won, given that you technically lose. Well, technically you win that lead if you do. Let's do one more and see what happens. Here I get another Azumarill. We're just gonna do what we did before. I'm gonna build up to a Hurricane, and then I'm just gonna fire straight Hurricane. But as you see, this is what can happen. If you're used to firing charge, well, it doesn't give you you don't really have a lot of time to measure. Yeah, there's like, you don't, like, your best way to like measure moves is probably just in between charge moves. So you can use the 7 seconds you get during firing a charge move to actually think about a game plan. As you see right now, I already know my game plan for Azumarill. I'm going to go fire another I'm going to just double shield fire Hurricane like we did before. Not going to be fancy. Should be able to get through. I'm going to shield this one, and then I'm going to actually, let's try the Weather Ball this time around. So let's try to bait and then fire, and then let's see another scenario. So let's try game plan number 2. I'm just going to time it correctly so they don't get an extra bubble through. But as you see here, again, it kind of, if you're used to like really measuring really fast, it's very, oh, they don't shield. Oof, that's actually terrible for us, you guys. I'm actually going to shield here. Yeah, that was actually a bad idea. Well, they played it differently. You know what I hate about PvPoke's AI system? It actually gets smarter as you play it, and it kind of, it actually, the more you play it, the more it adapts to you, so, like, it's kind of nuts just how it works. As you see this, so Azumarill will win this matchup, now that I did, yeah, so Azu's gonna win, if you don't but I'll get extra energy, so it's not that bad, but, yeah, straight Hurricane would have been really good, because they're going to get to a move, like I said. As you see here, Azu does get to a move, so I'm going to send in Mew. Maybe Flame Charge Grass Knot's going to do some damage. But as you see here, it does. I'm trying to think in between charge moves as if, yeah. So there you go. And then we get a G-Fisk, which isn't necessarily bad because I'm actually running Flame Charge. Oh. Oh. Sir, that was not a great idea. This is gonna suck for my opponent. A lot. Ouch. Youch. Okay. I guess this is one of those scenarios where it doesn't matter, but... Day! Ow! Do you want to melt a snowman? Just flame charge it. Please ignore my evil laugh. Anyways, it looks like that seems to be the case here. You can clear debuffs quickly, you can catch and use sack, but it's not that bad. Now that I think about it, it's not really that bad, but I can see how it's worse for Masterly because now you can essentially play Melmetal to where you could switch out debuffs super fast, and if you try farm down strats, you're gonna have to be really quick on the trigger because your opponent might try to catch your move or switch out on you or just try to do something fancy. So this isn't... It's very interesting how this entire... Yeah, it's very, very interesting actually. So I hope this helps you guys out a little bit. Again, you just have to be really fast on the trigger and like be really quick on like realignment and switching. So it's not really much of a difference. You just have to basically, like what I say, you just have to think fast and act fast. So just be faster in alignment, etc. So based on the test we have here, it's not going to be fun for some of you. I still don't like it, but generally as long as you play and realign correctly, you should be okay. Alright, so after running the test, it looks like the results are basically, here's what happens. After firing 2 charge moves, you can switch out, essentially. So this is really good for... Actually, this isn't good at all. So all you have to really do is just be really fast on the trigger. Like, just be aware that they can sack or they can catch your move at much faster intervals. So I would just look at your clock and see like it going off, because the good thing is, like, if your clock is up, your opponent's clock shouldn't be too far behind. So like I said, you just have to think really fast and align really quickly. If you aren't used to making really quick moves, it's gonna suck. Also, if you like sacking like I do or creating third shield opportunities, this is gonna kind of screw you over. Again, it only takes about 2 or 3 charge moves to fire and run the clock. You can use this to clear debuffs really quickly. However, if you are used to certain strategies, or if you're like, you do it like just like, if it's muscle memory, then this is kind of gonna ruin you. If you want my honest opinion, I don't like it. Like, you should have done this with, like if it was an April Fool's joke, April Fool's is for 1 day, Niantic, not for 5 days. And this is in the middle of the season where a lot of people still haven't made Legend because they're like me, where you're trying to create content or you're just trying to take it easy. Either way, this is like I said, just think really fast, make really quick decisions, realign accordingly, and just be aware on sacks and catches to be a lot faster. Also, be aware that your opponent is going to try to clear the debuffs really quickly, or you can use this to basically time your opponent out. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Good luck in Go Battle League sets, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't think it's that great to be. I don't think this is a good thing to be, honestly, but some of you might really like this change. But honestly, for 5 days, if it's not going to be a permanent thing, and it's only for April Fools, why? Why?